Next, we have from the theme of highlights from TalkBack, and this week I'll be talking about creating folders. Hi, in my last installment of my series from the theme of highlights from TalkBack, in installment 7, we concluded the TalkBack gestures. Today in installment 8, I'll be talking about creating folders, adding and removing things from within a folder. In this demonstration, I'll be using an older device to make sure that we have maximum compatibility across the devices. And as a result of that, I am not doing this on a phone powered by Android 12 Beta 5. Rather, I am doing this on a Pixel 2 XL running Android 11. I am sitting now on my home screen where I have 3 icons. By the way, I'll be using the TTS from Vocalizer. On my home screen now, I have a total of 3 icons. I have the following icons. Explorer from Good Maps, and to the right of that I have
Solid Explorer.
And to the right of that I do have the Power Amp. What I will do is show you the 2 methods by which you can use in moving or creating folders. The first method we're looking at will be the long pressing and dragging and putting it atop another icon. In other words, what I'm talking about by long pressing is that you double tap, and on the second tap, you hold down your finger and move your finger around till you hear it say, create folder with X, X meaning another icon. I will now demonstrate that before we go to the second method. I will find the Power Amp icon, double tap, and move it around so you'll see what I'm talking about.
Solid Explorer Power Amp.
Now I will double tap and hold.
Shortcuts. Library.
When I double tap and hold, I am not moving my finger yet. However, you heard it talk about shortcuts, which means if I let my finger go after I double tap and hold, it will give me the items that I found from that shortcuts, which we'll talk about in another lesson. I will now move my finger slowly down. This is on row 1, column 3.
Move to row 2, column 3.
Move my finger down again.
Move to row 3, column 3.
I'm moving my finger down.
Move to row 4, column 3.
I'm going to move back up to row 1 in column 3.
Move to row 2, move to row 1, column 3.
Now remember, I had indicated that this was sitting to the right of Solid Explorer. I will now move my finger to row 2 where Solid Explorer is located, and we will hear where it says create folder with Solid Explorer.
Create folder with Solid Explorer.
I let go here. Upon letting go, a folder is created. This folder, however, does not have a name and simply says folder null. I will put my finger down so you hear what I'm talking about.
Folder null, 2 items.
It says folder null, 2 items. Let's tap here.
Solid Explorer, folder opened, 2 by 1.
Tapping on that folder null, we're told we have 2 items here. And the first thing that's highlighted is the Solid Explorer. Now to the right of that, I have
Power Amp.
Power Amp. Now, below those 2 items is an edit field where we can give this folder a name. I'll move my finger down.
Edit name, edit box.
I will tap here and bring up my keyboard and give the folder a name.
Showing English, US, QWERTY, keyboard, Pixel launcher.
Let's call it dog. D-O-G.
Capital D, capital D. Did, O-O-G-G.
I have typed in dog, D-O-G. I will now put my finger down to be sure that I actually have in the word dog.
Pix dog, edit box, editing.
Now I can simply tap and it will close it, or I could do the back gesture and it'll close my keyboard, or tap on the done found at the bottom right of my keyboard. And that's what I will do. I will now tap on done at the bottom of the right of my keyboard.
Board. Done. Keyboard hidden. Solid Explorer.
Notice that I tapped done and I'm still in that folder. And if I go to that bottom of where those two items are found, where the edit field is, I will be told the name of the folder is dog.
Dog. Edit box.
Now I will do the back gesture to close this folder.
Explore. Folder closed.
Now I'm back to my home screen. I will put my finger down now.
Explore.
I still have the Explorer, and to the right of that I have
Folder. Dog. 2 items.
I have a folder called dog with 2 items. The next thing I want to do is to now add the Explorer to the folder we created called dog. I'm going to use the other method, which is invoking the TalkBack menu and tapping on actions. In other words, first highlight the item that you want to move. And so in this case, I'll highlight Explore and then invoke the TalkBack menu. If you have created a gesture for invoking actions, then there's no need to go into the TalkBack menu and find and tap on actions. But I want to show this for those who haven't created a gesture primarily to invoke the actions action. So now I will find the Explore icon.
Explore.
Now that Explorer is highlighted, all I need to do is simply invoke the TalkBack menu. And that I will do with drawing a line down and curving to the right to bring up the TalkBack menu.
TalkBack menu. Actions. In list.
You heard it said actions, and that's the first item in the TalkBack menu because I was sitting on an icon. And therefore, I could now just simply tap anywhere on the screen to activate or open this Actions menu and see all that is contained within that Actions menu. I will now tap here.
Actions. Shortcuts and notifications. In list.
When I tapped on Actions, the first item that we heard is Shortcuts and Notifications. Let's explore below that and see what other items we have here.
Remove.
We have Remove, which means if I tap here, I will be removing the icon from my home screen. If I move my finger down, we have
Uninstall.
Uninstall. Simply will uninstall Explore. Let's move down.
Move item.
Move item. That means I can tap here and do the same thing that we did earlier when we merged the power amp with Solid Explorer and creating a folder. Or at the bottom right of that menu is
Cancel.
the
Button.
cancel.
Out of list.
But we do not want to cancel. Instead, we want to move. So I will tap on the move.
Move item. In list.
Move item.
Pixel launcher. Create folder with camera.
I tapped on Move Item, and if I put my finger anywhere, you could hear it say what it says. For instance, it says Create Folder with Camera because my finger mistakenly touched the camera icon on my dock. I'll put my finger down in the middle of the font and pay attention to what it says.
Move to row 4, column 4.
I'm going to move up,
Move to row 3, column 3.
move up,
Move to row 2, column 3.
move up,
Move. Add to folder. Dog.
add to folder dog. I'm going to tap here.
Item added to folder.
Now, my Explorer has been added to the folder called dog, which means I only have that single folder here, and I no longer have an icon called Explorer. Watch this when I touch that folder.
Folder. Dog. 3 items.
Instead of the 2 items we had earlier, we now have 3 items in our folder called dog. I will tap here to open that folder.
Solid Explorer. Folder opened. 2 by 2.
We are told that the first item here is Solid Explorer, and if I move my finger to the right,
Power amp.
Power Amp. And where is my Explorer? My Explorer is sitting right below that Solid Explorer on the left side.
Explore.
And those are the 3 items I have. Now, the next thing we want to do is to show how we can remove one of these icons and move it back to the home screen. So we could do one of the 2 methods that I had just demonstrated. In other words, we could long press on it and drag it to the home screen and place it wherever we want on the home screen. Or, secondly, we could use a second method, which is activating TalkBack, finding the actions, tapping on actions, and this time, instead of move item, we will be choosing to move to home screen. I'll show you what I'm talking about, and since we're already sitting on the Explorer, I will simply activate the TalkBack menu, drawing a line down and curving to the right.
TalkBack menu. Actions. In list.
We are on Actions, and I'll tap Anywhere. Tapping on Actions, here are the items we find.
Actions. Out of list. Shortcuts and notifications. In list.
We got Shortcut and Notifications.
Remove.
Remove.
Uninstall.
Uninstall.
Move item.
Move item.
Move to home screen.
And we have a 4th item, this time Move to home screen. The other one that says move item would mean that if I want to move it to a particular location within that folder, then I will tap on the move item. Let me show you what I mean. In other words, since this is my 3rd item, at the bottom left, I want to move it to the 2nd place on the right. So I will tap on move item.
Move item. Pixel launcher. Move.
Now watch, I'm going to put my finger down and it's going to say move to
position 2.
Move to position 2. I tap here.
Item moved.
Now we have
Explore.
Explorer now is to the right of Solid Explorer, and Power Ramp, which was to the right of Solid Explorer, has been moved below Solid Explorer.
Power ramp.
There we go. Now let's move it to the home screen. And you could use either of those 2 that I showed you, either long pressing and moving it out, or invoke the TalkBack menu, tap on Actions, and go choose the Move to Home screen. I will now simply double tap and move it to the home screen.
Power ramp. Shortcuts. Solid Explorer. Home screen 5 of 5. Solid Explorer. Move to row 3 column 2. Folder closed.
I'm going to go put it on the right of the folder.
Move to row 1 column 3.
That's row 3.
Item moved. Apps list.
Now, if I move my finger to the left of that,
Folder. Dog. 2 items.
and to the right of that,
Power ramp.
that's how you go about creating folders, adding to folders, and removing items from within the folder or moving items within the folder. And that was it about creating folders using your TalkBack. This now brings us to the close of this episode. Austin, tell us how people can go about getting hold of us, whether by email and all those medium that people could reach us through.
So people could reach us on our website, blindandroidusers.com. They can participate in various forums. We have a lot of forums on our website, so go and check it out. They can read articles. There are lots more articles coming. And also it's very easy to navigate to the YouTube video section, the playlist section. So all that can be done. If you have any questions, ask it on the website or fill the feedback form. But if you want to email us, then you can send an email to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. If you want to send in a pre-recorded My Android Journey story, send it to myandroidjourney@blindandroidusers.com. Subscribe to our mailing list by sending in an email to blindandroidusers plus subscribe at groups.io. And the links for joining our Telegram group, Twitter, and Clubhouse and subscribing to our YouTube channel will be in the show notes. So check those show notes out. That is all from us this week.
Thank you so much, everybody, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you for listening. See you next week.
And that has been another episode of the Blind Android Users Podcast. As always, we appreciate hearing from you. You send those email messages to contact us at blindandroidusers.com. For those My Android Journey stories, we encourage you to send those to myandroidjourney@blindandroidusers.com. Until we see you in our next episode, you have a wonderful day.